All right, candle range theory trader, back with you with another video, just talking about the weekly candle and some bearish examples. So I already did the bullish one. You can go back in the channel and look for that. But now we're just looking for short trades on the weekly chart. Candle 3. Okay, so this does not happen often, but at the same time, you can look for them. I'd say they appear maybe once a month if you're lucky. So we're looking at pretty much all of 2025 here, or at least most of it on the weekly chart. And I'm just looking for short examples. So we'll start with this one right here. I'll do a couple on this one, Aussie dollar. And what I'll do, I didn't do this in the last video, but one thing that you can do to increase your odds is if you take a look, first I'll show you the range. Here's the range here, range high, range low, like that. Okay, we'll do the replay right there. Okay, so we have our, let me get rid of the side part. Okay, so here we go. Your odds are highest when you're trading above 50% of the candle one's range. So here's candle one's range right here. That's the high, that's the low. So I'm going to get rid of these lines here. So on the daily chart, we're going to try to see to look for the days that pan out right here. And I'm still doing one. Well, I don't know if I can go down. I probably can't go down to a 5-minute time frame. But what we'll do is we'll go down to a daily. And we'll just act like our entries on the near a daily open. So this right here, these 5 candles make up candle 3. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, like that. Okay, because our bias would have been short for this week. So really we're trying to get in around the high of each day or around the weekly open. Okay, because we anticipate the week to be red when it's done. So the main trading window that we would like to look for, if you can find on the 5-minute chart fair value gaps that are above this range here, like right in there. Oops. Let me change the settings here so that it's not extended. Okay, so right in there. Okay, above 50% of candle one's range. Okay, and also if you want to do above the weekly open, that's fine. But this general area right here. So let's see, if you could have got in around the weekly open, you could have got a piece of 48 pips is how far down it went. So you could have got a couple of those. That would have been fine. So obviously the best trade was on Wednesday. Midweek reversal, swept the high, closed beneath it, and then just tanked. Friday gave a small retrace. But the best trading day would have been Wednesday into Thursday. Okay. Typically, when you trade the daily candles, you're going to get about about 2 trades, 2 red days. Some of them, others may just consolidate. Some may not do much of anything. So let's get rid of this. I think I saw one more on here. So let's go back to the weekly now. And we'll look for one more bearish example. And here's one right here. Candle 1, candle 2. All right, so this was back in July into August. So we'll do our replay option and drop down to the daily and see what the best trading days were. So remember, when you see these first 2 candles like this, okay, when you're coming to the chart on the fresh, this is how the week ended. It swept the high, closed inside of it. So this is your candle 2, this is your candle 1. And if you want to draw that, like I said, draw that fib around candle 1 and try to focus your trades on the top half of candle 1's range. This is where your probability is the highest. So let's go down to the daily chart and see what we can see. So the best trading days, Monday, sometimes Monday will just give it to you. It'll just do a straight drop, and that's what happened here. If Monday opens near the candle range high, that's always a great sign. So we really don't need the fib here in that case. But really Monday was the one. Drop like a rock. Tuesday consolidation. Wednesday drop like a rock again. So out of this, if you could have got in around the weekly open, it dropped 113 pips. You could have got multiple one-to-ones on that one. I'm sure there are some fair value gaps in this trade, in this chart. So yeah, you just want to look for those bearish fair value gaps that can help you to just get some more profit is the point of that one. Okay, so that was a good week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday on the tail end. Sometimes it'll retrace. So when it comes to trading the weekly chart, you want to try to get in as early as possible whenever it's allowable. So we'll get rid of that. We'll go back to the weekly and let's try another pair. So that was Aussie dollar. Let's try. Well, that one, yeah, already. The yen's pretty much trended up all 2015. Maybe Euro New Zealand. That had mostly an uptrend for the whole year. Let's see what pound. Okay, I got a couple on pound. So we'll do one on pound and then I'll do one more on another pair and that'll be it. Because it really is the same thing over and over. So here's our range high right here. Or this is the weekly chart, range low right here. Just because you get a weekly candle range theory does not mean that the range is going to close out all in 1 week. Sometimes candle 3 does not reach the bottom of the range, and that's fine. Okay. All right. What you're looking for at this point is just daily candles that are red. Okay. Now notice though, this open is kind of far away from this from the candle range high. So make room. You know, always have it in your mind that it could retrace. So we'll still draw our fib on candle 1. And our probability is highest above the middle of candle 1. So now we go down to our daily chart and see what days were best. And like I said, in a perfect world, it'll be Monday. Monday will just give you a straight drop. That's what it did do here. So Monday was good. Tuesday, you know, consolidated. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday consolidated. But notice how Friday still opened above the middle of candle 1. So Friday gave awesome price action to the downside. So Monday was your best, one of your best trading days. Could have got about 50 to 60 pips on that day. And then Friday, if you could have got in around the daily open or around the middle of candle 1, that range dropped about 81 pips. Okay, so that was that. So we'll go down. So last but not least, let's try Aussie New Zealand. Well, that one had a long trend, so we won't do that. Let's see what the CAD did. Okay, let's try Euro CAD. Some price action to the downside here, so we'll give it a shot. So the one I see, this one was one right here. I'm not going to drop down on this one, but see how this one consolidated? This is candle 1, candle 2, and then sometimes you'll think you may get a candle 3, but it may just consolidate for a whole week. That does happen. And then it turned around and kept going. Let's see here, but here's one right here. We'll do this one. This will be the last one. Candle 1, high, candle 1, low. Right there. Okay, see I swept the high, closed inside of it on the weekly chart. We'll do our replay now. Okay, so going into the week, you have a bearish bias. So ideally, it doesn't mean there will be no long trades whatsoever. It's just that for the most part, you believe the trend for most of the week will be short. So let's see, Monday was consolidation. The best trading day was actually Tuesday. And then because the rest of the week was spent consolidating again. It did not touch the range bottom. But out of this, you could have got, if you got in around the weekly open price on either day, Monday being here and Tuesday with that retrace and up, 115 pips or so, 115, 114 pips before it started retracing. So there's more than enough. You could have got more than a few more one-to-ones out of this on Tuesday, especially. A little probably on Monday, but definitely on Tuesday. But like I said, when you do the weekly, my rule of thumb is 2 trades. If you're blessed to get 2 trades when you're looking at a candle 3, no matter the time frame. Okay, 2 opportunities to just hop in there. If you get more, great, but 2 max before price may start coming back on you. Because if you notice here, this was a CRT right here. Candle 1, candle 2, which made the low of the week, and then candle 3 came back up, and then it retraced some. But this is an example where price came back. So if anybody who got in here and held, they had to deal with price coming all the way back, possibly to the weekly open. It didn't, but it's just that, do you really want to sit through all this, or do you just want to take the meat of the move? So take the meat of the move is my point. Okay, and if you do 1-to-1s, you'll definitely get them. All right, so those are just some bearish examples when you start with the weekly chart. Again, it doesn't happen often. It really doesn't. Candle 3s on the weekly are few and far between. But when you do see them, it can give you a great bias for the whole week and get a couple trades on it. So that's it. I appreciate you watching, and thanks for your time and attention. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.